Hello, testing. Okay, so hold on. Let's start this back over. Okay, guys, we're going to start this back over because I apparently had my mic muted. I was really excited. Look, I told you I'm by myself, and as I was saying throughout that entire introduction, I'm by myself dealing with the buttons by myself because Brittany Weir, she's off doing her own deal, have a lot of shoots that she's working on throughout this week, and our producer, Rebecca Williams, she's off handling some family business, and Jazz, our Jazzy Jazz, came in clutch to let me know that I was on mute. Okay, so let's start this all over. Again, the morning sprint is all about a conversational style of bringing you the news headlines of the day that you've heard throughout the day, whether it's national, local, hard, or soft news, you name it, we're bringing it to you. And right now, we're going to cover some breaking news that came in overnight, where 36 people passed away, at least 85 injured after two trains collided in Greece. Now, crews say that it happened more than 200 miles north of Athens when multiple train cars derailed and at least three caught fire. Rescuers are going through the mangled train cars looking for trapped people. The government says that the Army has been contacted to help with rescue efforts. No word on what caused this collision. Again, another devastating situation. I feel like we've heard multiple train type of derailments happening in our national news. So this is one of those things that we're just going to have to keep our prayers out for them. I know we're going to be helping with assistance as much as possible with this situation, but yet another train situation that they're having to work through. Now let's bring it back home right now. We got student achievement was the focus for leaders during Roanoke City School Board meeting. And get this, unfortunately, the numbers show the students aren't performing as well as leaders had hoped. Now, the school board made it clear that the students are still feeling the effects of the pandemic regarding their social and emotional well-being, which they say directly relates to their attendance. The mid-year student achievement review looked at academics, absences, and discipline. The testing data presented showed that while students are not necessarily falling behind academically, across the board, they are not improving as much as expected. The data showed attendance plays into academic performance, and Roanoke City schools have an issue with the chronic absenteeism. Superintendent Verletta White thinks better relationships with Roanoke families will help improve all areas. I can't agree with this even more because it does start at home. You know, a lot of children, especially during the pandemic, I can only imagine the mental health that they had to deal with, not having access to your friends, not being able to talk directly to your teacher in person. I know when I was going to school, I was a very hands-on person, so I know having those shutdowns would have greatly impacted me, but the fact that they're trying to bounce back as much as possible is helpful. And our families at home, we got to get together, do what we got to do to improve the situation. Building those relationships with school leaders is also going to help. So again, if you guys have anything you want to say about that, please don't be afraid to comment in on our Facebook page. We got this stream going right now so that you can chime in with me, since again, I'm alone today. I would love to have these conversations with you. But moving on, like I said, Brittany Weir, she covers multiple stories throughout this week, and we try to hammer them home right here on the Morning Sprint. Right now, she's off on a shoot, but earlier this morning, she covered the Roanoke Saves Week. Okay, so Bank on Roanoke Valley is offering resident resources and support to help families save more money. We all know that's important, okay? The goal is for more people in Southwest Virginia to be financially confident and prepared for the future. Now, Bank on Roanoke Valley is a partnership of community organizations that are working together to help people find financial success. Staff at Bank on Roanoke Valley can show you how to develop a saving strategy one step at a time. They will sit down with you and look at your finances to make a plan. Another goal of Bank on Roanoke Valley is to gain the public's trust in banks. They want to inform people that putting your money in the bank and setting up accounts is the best way to secure your money.
Bank on Roanoke Valley, which is a coalition that puts on Roanoke Valley Saves Week every year, is a coalition of banks, credit unions, local government, and local nonprofits that gets together and promotes financial wellness, literacy, and education in our community, and also aims to get folks who are unbanked into safe, affordable mainstream bank accounts.
Brandon says one of the best things that you can do is pay yourself first. What this means is treat your savings accounts like any other bill. Set up an amount you want to pay each month, no matter how small, and put a priority on paying it. This way, you are holding yourself accountable, but also building up your savings. If you'd like more information on how Bank on Roanoke Valley can help you, you can head to our website. Again, this is always good tips that you might want to take up, because right now we already know everybody mostly is on the struggle bus when it comes down to inflations and all kind of situations that we're having to deal with. So saving money is always a good thing. So let's go over, before we get to the weather forecast, I do want to bring up this as well. Another very interesting deal happening that the Salem Animal Hospital is offering. This is important for a lot of pet parents out there. They're doing a new test aimed at detecting cancers in dogs. So we got the new Q Canine Cancer Screen. It's performed through a blood sample. This affordable tool is around $100 and gives our pets a fighting chance for effective treatment, but it only can give you a positive diagnosis. Further tests will be needed to determine the type of cancer. Other vet offices in the area may also offer this kind of testing. It's recommended for older dogs and at-risk breeds. I know personally how important this is because I had a Yorkie. Her name was Sprinkle. And back in the day, I did say back in the day, we didn't have the resources that could detect that type of stuff. And unfortunately, she did have some form of breast cancer. I remember that the vet ultimately told us, but at that point we were just counting down the clock. Fortunately, she made it to age 16. That was beautiful, 16 beautiful years. But yeah, I understand how traumatizing it can be when you realize that if you catch something such as this kind of diagnosis so late in the game, all you can do is just count the days, and can be very hard on families. So the fact that they have this happening at the Salem Animal Hospital is a major, major benefit. So before we get to the warm weather today, everybody's been excited about what's happening today and our temperatures. Meteorologist Marshall Downey is going to join us later. But for right now, we need to talk about how these temperatures are affecting some ski areas in our area, causing ski area closures. Now, get this, Snowshoe Mountain Resort still up and running, although they've had to close their Silver Creek area. Sean Cassell with Snowshoe says the weather has been an unprecedented challenge for ski operations.
It's been a struggle, but our snowmakers are the best in the business. We've invested over $5 million in our snowmaking system in the last few years, and this is a year where you're glad you did that.
He adds they still have about 160 acres of terrain open. Plus, they're looking forward to running their snow machine this week when colder weather moves in. I think this is so crazy because, again, we feel like we're deep in April with these temperatures right now. I'm not complaining, but I do know a lot of people, if you are interested in skiing and stuff, you want your mountains to be perfecto, okay? But right now, unfortunately for those who are excited about skiing and snow and all this stuff, we're not gonna see any of the snow or anything like that anytime soon because of the warm temperatures. However, today is going to be a beautiful day, but there are some funky situations happening. Meteorologist Marshall Downing joins us now with that updated forecast.
Hello everyone. Today is going to stay pretty nice and dry. Not too much wind, mid-60s, not quite as warm as yesterday, but still pretty nice outside. It's the nicest we're going to be for a while. Tomorrow we've got some showers. Those actually start building up past midnight tonight. Between 4 and 6 a.m. is when we're looking at the bulk of our rain for Thursday. After that, it starts to dry out. Friday, we're looking at more rain and storms. Be sure to keep checking in with us as that gets a little bit closer. We'll have more details on just exactly when we're expecting those storms to develop.
All right, Marshall, thank you so much. That's definitely something we need to keep in mind. And of course, we got that lovely handy dandy weather app that you guys may want to keep clutch and hold near and dear to yourself because they're going to help you out whenever you're trying to figure out what the weather's going to be like for today. We got a really cool story from a Stanton native. Get this, he's behind a new safety app that makes sure loved ones know where you are. We all know that panic that rushes over us when something happens and you can't locate the person you love right then and there. Well, get this, it's called Safe Alone. It sets a timer when a person goes into alert mode, notifying friends who can track your location. If users don't enter a created password before the timer expires, those friends are alerted. The creator got the idea from his photographer wife, who regularly meets strangers in remote places for work. Users can select a pin pick, which friends to notify, and how frequently they want to be checked on. Again, another cool feature coming out from that native. Thank you for making that, because we all know that feeling is very scary. I could think of, okay, so he says his photographer wife travels to different places. One thing that comes to my mind is real estate agents. You know, they travel from places, traveling nurses, you name it. It's always good to have that extra resource in your pocket so that you can be able to track whoever you love to make sure that they're okay. Okay. Moving on, and last but not least, guys, we want to recognize, an issue that's affecting millions of people right now. Okay, so this month we recognize Brain Injury Awareness Month. The ribbon color for the traumatic brain injuries is the color green, which you probably will see it throughout the day. I'm wearing green. Many people on television will be wearing green, or some people will just be wearing green in general, symbolically showing this or raising awareness for this serious issue. According to the Brain Injury Association of America, more than 5.3 million people living with this disability. That's 1 in every 60 people. At least 2.8 million Americans sustain traumatic brain injuries in the United States every single year. Again, that's just a devastating statistic that is heartbreaking to hear about. We actually got this put on our radar because there was a viewer that wrote in to Brittany Weir mentioning that, hey, this month is important to us because this is in honor of her son, who I think she said was seriously injured in a car crash. So we all know, again, these type of injuries can impact a person for the rest of their lives. And one of the things that also comes to mind for me is I just did a Deep Blue Ridge with a veteran. His name was Stephen Kelly, and you can go back and watch it on our website. But he had a traumatic, or has a traumatic brain injury. Fortunately, he's dealing with it through equine therapy at Healing Strides. So that traumatic brain injury, or the TBI, has increased as PTSD, caused memory loss, you name it. There's just a laundry list of issues that they're having to deal with. But wearing green today not only raises awareness about the severity of that, but also it raises awareness to those who are dealing with some type of brain injury to know that there are resources out there that you can check into, and it can help you better manage that condition. Again, Healing Strides has helped him. I know there are a lot of people that, have animals. It's cool how animals can connect to help people dealing with traumatic brain injuries, PTSD, you name it. But yeah, wearing green today signifies that particular month, and we're gonna, again, make sure we pay our respects to everybody who's raising awareness about the issue. Right now, I'm gonna bring in Jazzy Jazz. It's time for us to figure out who our viewers are. Jazzy, can you hear me? Hey, girl, it's just me and you today, girl. We done made it. I didn't crash the system too much. I just had my mic on mute.
Yeah,
I did good.
That, so it's all good.
Yeah, so do we have any viewers today?
Yeah, we have a ton of viewers and a ton of comments.
Oh, really?
Karen says, good morning, everyone. She says she's getting her morning coffee with us.
Good morning. Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, a lot more. Arasandro, our loyal viewer, he says, good morning. Karen, she commented on the tragic incident in Greece this morning.
Yeah.
She also commented saying that spring has sprung where she is, and that her daffodils are already blooming.
Oh, you need to send us some pictures through Pin It, right?
Yes,
hook us up with those
absolutely.
pictures.
Yeah.
And we got some more?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it? Hey, that's okay. We're going to keep this going, guys. So as the sprint continues to grow, we're going to keep on improving this. We want you guys to engage with us when we have days where I'm by myself and apparently messing things up at the beginning of the show. But I'm going to get my life together. I got my life together, though. Didn't I? Jazz, I did pretty good today.
You got it.
I got it. Okay. So anyway, Jazz, thanks so much. Again, she's our beautiful web person. If you guys want to say anything, please just comment in, and we will get to those comments later on. We might hit you a like or even comment back. All right, Jazz, thanks so much. All right, guys. Well, that wraps us up for our Hump Day edition of the Morning Sprint. We'll be back here again tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Hopefully, my producer will be back here. Rebecca Williams will be back in the house, and we'll have Brittany Weir in as well. If not, you'll probably be stuck with me, but that's not necessarily a bad thing once I get my life together. Either way, thank you guys so much. Be sure to follow us on our app. I got our weather apps popped up because Marshall Downey did say that the weather is going to be a little iffy for the next couple days. Be prepared and alert about that. But again, if you got anything to say, please comment on our Facebook page. It's right there. And we'll keep you guys posted on any kind of updates on air and online. For now, peace out. Have a good one. Take care.